Is Earth being watched by something not of this world?
Something is coming. Designated 3I Atlas, it screamed out of the interstellar dark at a speed that breaks records.
It's moving at a velocity of about 135,000 miles per hour, so it's going really fast.
Initially, it was labeled a comet, a simple visitor from another star. But not all things are what they seem. NASA has now confirmed what many quietly suspected. It's pushing itself. Its tail is generating thrust in a way that should be impossible, defying the very laws of physics that govern our solar system. We will explore the data that points to something unnatural, the bizarre materials it's shedding, and the eerie, low-probability flight path that brought it right to our doorstep. The Wrong Way Comet. To put it mildly, the discovery of 3I Atlas has turned from a scientific curiosity into a full-blown enigma. When the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile first spotted this object on July 1, 2025, the initial excitement was already huge. You see, this was only the third interstellar object ever detected.
The first was the bizarre, cigar-shaped Oumuamua, and the second was the more conventional comet Borisov.
But 3I Atlas quickly proved it was in a league of its own. Many people are crazy about finding new things in space, but this was different. This object didn't just wander in, it arrived with a set of credentials that left astronomers speechless. What many overlooked in the initial days was its speed. We're talking about a velocity of over 130,000 miles per hour, or more than 36 miles per second. That's fast enough to travel from New York to Los Angeles in under 2 minutes. This incredible speed is what gives it a hyperbolic trajectory, a fancy way of saying it's not bound by our sun's gravity and is just passing through. Its orbital eccentricity, a measure of how much its orbit deviates from a perfect circle, is a staggering 6.14, the highest ever recorded. For comparison, a perfectly circular orbit is 0, and Earth's is a very stable 0.016. Oumuamua was a 1.2. This thing is on a path that's practically a straight line through our system. But the real shock came when NASA aimed the Hubble and James Webb Space Telescopes at it. The thing nobody tells you about comets is that they are simple. They're essentially dirty snowballs. As they get closer to the sun, the ice turns to gas, creating a halo called a coma and a tail of dust and gas. Critically, this tail is always pushed away from the sun by solar radiation and solar wind. Always. Except for 3I Atlas. Observations confirmed a stunning, physics-defying reality. It has a plume, a sort of anti-tail, pointing directly towards the sun. This narrow, focused jet of material is pushing against the solar wind, an act that would be like a flag flying directly into the wind it's supposed to be blown by. This isn't just a minor weirdness, it's a fundamental violation of what we know. The data showed this plume was exerting a small but constant force on the object, causing a non-gravitational acceleration. In other words, something other than gravity was steering it. Something was providing thrust. Natural comets do experience a tiny push from outgassing, but it's random and pushes them away from the sun. This was different. This was a controlled, sustained push towards the sun. The implications are, to be frank, staggering. It's a force estimated to be around 0.4 millinewtons, which sounds tiny, but in the frictionless vacuum of space, it's enough to alter its path. To get that kind of push from normal water ice sublimation would require the comet to be shedding several hundred kilograms of material per second, 10 times more than its brightness suggests. The numbers just don't add up. Scientists ran model after model, but the only way they could replicate the observations was by assuming a focused sunward jet was emitting mostly heavy grains of dust. This wasn't a gentle fizz, it was a directed exhaust. The initial excitement was now mixed with a deep sense of unease. What could possibly be causing this? Is this visitor broadcasting its presence intentionally? A messenger from the dawn of time. As scientists dug deeper, the mystery of 3I Atlas's behavior was compounded by its bizarre composition. It was like examining a rock and finding out it was made of materials that shouldn't exist together. The James Webb Space Telescope, with its powerful infrared eyes, analyzed the gas surrounding the comet's nucleus and found something unprecedented. You see, comets in our solar system have a predictable mix of frozen gases, mostly water ice. But 3I Atlas is made of the wrong stuff. Its coma is overwhelmingly composed of carbon dioxide, as much as 95% according to some analyses. This 8-to-1 ratio of carbon dioxide to water is unlike anything ever seen. This suggests it formed in an incredibly cold, distant star system, far away from the warmth of a star where water would remain vapor while CO2 could freeze solid. But the weirdness was only just beginning. Using the Very Large Telescope in Chile, another team of astronomers detected something else in the plume that made them do a double take. Pure nickel. In the cosmos, nickel and iron are forged together in the heart of dying stars. They're cosmic brothers, always found together. Finding nickel without iron in a natural object is extraordinarily rare. Yet, here it was. The coma of 3I Atlas was shedding atomic nickel, but with no corresponding iron vapor. The thing nobody tells you is that while this is strange for a comet, it's not strange for us. On Earth, pure nickel is a staple of advanced industrial manufacturing and metallurgy produced through refining processes. This discovery immediately fueled speculation. Was this object a product of nature or a product of manufacturing? The data was pointing in two very different directions. While some scientists proposed exotic natural chemistry involving highly volatile nickel carbonyls, others couldn't ignore the more straightforward, if unsettling, explanation. Then there's the object's age and origin. Based on its incredible velocity, astronomers estimate 3I Atlas may have been traveling through the void for billions of years, possibly as long as 7 or 8 billion years. That would make it older than our own solar system, a true relic from the dawn of another star system. What's more, its trajectory appears to have originated from a part of our galaxy known as the thick disk, a diffuse halo of ancient stars. It's a messenger from a time and place we know very little about. This visitor isn't just from another star, it might be from another era of the galaxy's history, carrying with it the chemical secrets of its birth. But are those secrets natural or artificial?
Sent by design.
When you have an object with an impossible engine and an alien chemical signature, you start to look at its journey with a new level of suspicion. And the trajectory of 3I Atlas is, to put it mildly, highly suspicious. Its path is aligned almost perfectly with the ecliptic plane, the flat plane where all the planets of our solar system orbit. It's flying retrograde, meaning against the flow of planetary traffic, but it's doing so on the same highway. The odds of an interstellar object arriving from a random direction and happening to align so perfectly with our system's orbital plane are incredibly slim, less than 1 in 500. But it gets stranger. The object's path is taking it on a grand tour of the inner solar system with remarkably close flybys of multiple planets. On October 3, 2025, it will pass just 18 million miles from Mars. After slings hotting around the Sun, it will pass Venus, and in March 2026, it will fly by Jupiter at a distance of about 33 million miles. The chance of a random interstellar visitor executing a triple planet flyby like this is estimated to be less than 1 in 20,000. It's a statistical improbability stacked on top of a physical anomaly. This is where Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb enters the picture. Known for his controversial but thought-provoking theories, Loeb has suggested that we cannot dismiss the possibility that 3I Atlas is a piece of extraterrestrial technology. He argues that the trajectory might not be a coincidence at all, but a deliberate choice. What if the object's sunward thrust isn't just a bizarre quirk, but a braking maneuver? A spacecraft arriving after a long interstellar journey would need to slow down to enter a stable orbit or survey a system. The most efficient way to do this is a maneuver where you fire your engines against your direction of travel at your closest point to a gravity source, like our Sun. And where is 3I Atlas pointing its mysterious plume? Directly at the Sun. What's more, its closest approach to the Sun in late October 2025 will happen while it is hidden from our view in what's called a solar conjunction. Loeb posits that this would be the perfect time for an intelligent probe to perform a major clandestine burn of its engine hidden from prying eyes on Earth. Many people are crazy about these ideas, while the mainstream scientific community remains highly skeptical. NASA scientists like Tom Statler have publicly stated that the evidence overwhelmingly points to a natural, if very strange, comet. It does comet things, he insists, but even he admits it has interesting properties. The debate rages on, fueled by each new piece of bizarre data. Could a natural object really be this strange by chance? More questions than answers. So here we are watching a celestial object that casually breaks the rules of astrophysics. Is it a natural comet born in some ancient, chemically bizarre star system we've never even imagined? One whose unique properties are just a fluke of a formation process we've never witnessed before? Or is it something more? Are we simply looking at a 1 in a billion cosmic coincidence, or are the improbable trajectory, the impossible thrust, and the industrial-grade nickel undeniable clues pointing to an intelligence beyond our own? The thing is, both explanations are equally mind-blowing and world-altering. If it's a natural phenomenon, it means our fundamental understanding of comets and the chemistry of the galaxy is profoundly incomplete. It suggests that there are processes out there in the cosmos capable of creating objects that perfectly mimic advanced propulsion, generating thrust without a visible tail or coma. This would force us to rewrite textbooks, to reconsider how planetary systems form and what materials can be forged in the heart of distant nebula. The nickel alone would be a puzzle for the ages. How could nature, without the deliberate process of smelting and refining, create a metallic surface of such purity? It would have to be a fragment of a planetary core from a system so exotic it defies our current models, a place where the laws of planetary science followed a different path. But if it isn't natural, the implications are staggering. For centuries, we have been shouting into a silent cosmos, wondering if we are alone. Now, it seems, something may have arrived on our doorstep, not with a loud radio broadcast, but with a silent, deliberate passage through our cosmic neighborhood. Many people watching this unfold are asking the same question: are we missing a key detail? Is there some new physics at play that we haven't discovered yet? The truth is, we don't know. And that profound uncertainty is perhaps the most important part of this entire story. This object didn't just wander in, its trajectory seems too perfect. A high-velocity flyby that brings it close to Earth and Mars. Was this path chosen? This is a moment of truth that forces us to confront the absolute limits of our knowledge. Mainstream science, quite correctly, urges caution, reminding us that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The burden of proof for an artificial origin is immense, and every natural explanation must be exhausted first. But we must also be careful to avoid the trap of refusing to see what is right in front of us, simply because it doesn't fit our comfortable, established models of the universe. History is filled with moments where science was forced to abandon old ideas in the face of new, undeniable evidence. 3I Atlas is a test. It is a test of our scientific instruments, from the James Webb Space Telescope to the arrays of radio dishes listening for any whisper of a signal. It's a test of our theories and our ability to remain open-minded in the face of the profoundly strange. Whether it proves to be a rock or a rocket, it has already succeeded in one critical mission. It has shattered our cosmic complacency. It has captured the world's imagination and reminded every single one of us that the universe is far more mysterious, complex, and wondrous than we ever thought possible. The next few months will be crucial. As it draws closer, every telescope on and off this planet will be watching, waiting for the answer that could change humanity forever. What do you think 3I Atlas is? A natural wonder or a message from the stars? Let us know in the comments below. If this cosmic mystery blew your mind, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown. Are we ready for the answer?